Hello, my loves. Welcome back for another video. I cannot believe that we are almost done with Hailmas. I had a couple things come up. There was a family emergency, but we are back. And I'm really excited to be back for today's particular topic because I feel like a lot of people, and even myself included, do vision board videos and just how to manifest your dream life through a vision board every year. And although I am so pro mood board, vision board, and all the things that go into it, I figured I would switch things up this year and discuss how to actually become magnetic so that you can attract all that is on your vision board. You know that if I'm bringing out the mic, this is going to be a deep conversation. So clock in because we are going to discuss how to become magnetic for 2026 so that you can be in your receiving, feminine, abundant energy. Your energy, your aura, how you radiate, how you show up is everything. It is going to determine the trajectory of your life. And being abundant isn't just about money, it's about friendships, connections, romantic dynamics, and just living a beautiful, pure, amazing, joyous life. It's the same reason why you see people say, oh my God, I don't know what it is about that girl, but she's just so beautiful to me. And let's just say that this particular woman is not somebody's conventionally attractive person, but there's something, just very much something about this person. It's usually their energy. It's how they make other people feel. It's how they carry themselves, the light in their eyes, maybe their personality. And it really just shows that you can be the most beautiful person in the world, but if your energy is off, it makes you so much less attractive and you're not in your abundant energy and you're not receiving all that it is that you desire. So today I want to discuss from personal experience and just from what I've learned, how we can shift from desperate, pick-me energy, negative energy, into being someone who's calm, who's magnetic, who has beautiful aura, who's positive, and who's abundant. Because that is how you are going to get all that is on your vision board. It is very difficult to actually check off some of these things when you are in a negative, desperate, pick-me headspace. So let's break this down because I have a lot to share. Thank you so much, Bedsure, for sponsoring today's video. Honestly, you guys are going to absolutely love this company because it's all about bedding. And as someone who is very intentional about my sleep, I am very much a believer that how you sleep really affects everything else in your life. Bedsure is going to be your best friend. My bed is my sanctuary. It's where I rest, it's where I recover, it's where I journal, it's where I just allow myself to exist and enjoy the evening. So I take my sleep very seriously. And that's why I am so intentional about what touches my skin when I'm sleeping. I recently just switched to these Bedsure sheets, and when I tell you guys, they are chef's kiss. They really are. They are so amazing and comfy and cozy and perfect for all of my wellness girlies. These sheets are made of 100% of GOTS certified cotton, which means no pesticides, no toxins, no GMOs, and no harsh chemicals. And you realize that this is important because your skin is absorbing whatever is on your bed for the 7 to 8 hours that you are getting your rest. I truly love how buttery soft these sheets are. The second I pulled them out of the packaging, I was obsessed with them. I just feel like they are the perfect sheets for me, who is a little bit of like a night sweater. I sweat in my sleep, but I also still like to be warm. So it's the perfect combination for us indecisive sleepers who don't know whether we want to be cool or hot. It just feels like a nice, beautiful hug. They are a 300 thread count sateen weave, so they feel luxe without feeling heavy. And this is where the important part really comes in for me. I love how easy they are to put on the bed. As someone who likes to remove everything from my bed every week and do a full Sunday reset, I want to be able to apply my sheets back on my bed in an easy way. They have a nice elastic band on the corners to create the perfect spread bed, and it makes it easy to put them on and take them off. I just love that the corners have those deep pockets and that elastic band. It just makes applying the sheets that much better. To me, this isn't just bedding. This is a way for me to choose myself daily, making sure that I am romanticizing my night routine and curating it in a way where it elevates my life, keeps me safe, and keeps me healthy. I am going to always be an advocate for that. You can find the Bedsure organic cotton sheets down in the description box down below. You guys are going to absolutely love these sheets if you're looking for something to elevate your room this season. It's the perfect thing to gift yourself or someone that you love. So I will leave all the information down below. And thank you so much again, Bedsure, for sponsoring today's video. So a quick little story time. I remember when I was like 24, I met this guy on a dating app and he was like so insufferable to me. But now, kind of reflecting back, I noticed that a lot of his way of thinking seems to be the consensus about older women, more self-actualized, independent women. And I remember we had this conversation one day where he had said to me something along the lines of that he likes to date women that are much younger than him because he was a little bit older than me. I want to say he was like 29 or 30 and I was 24. And he said that he felt like older women, although still very beautiful, they do not have the same naivety and just joy for life that younger women have. And I remember being so wildly offended by that statement at the time. But as I've gotten older, I do think that there are some points that are to be noticed about what he said. I remember being young and hearing people continuously say that when you go from girl to woman, it ruins your perception on life, love, and just experiences. Because when you're young, you get sold a fairy tale, you get sold a dream, and when life actually hits you, when you become an adult, you realize that that is just not reality. It affects how you move, it affects how you show up, and it affects your overall just joy for life. But it's so funny because that particular statement or just ideology never fit my life description because I had childhood trauma, more specifically SA. And I remember my naivety, my youth, my perception of adults and of the fantasy and the fairy tale was ruined very young. I got to see that adults were not what I thought they were, that there is a lot of evil, there is a lot of negativity, there is a lot of problematic behavior. And it made me more socially aware and I had my head on a swivel very young. But actually what this did was as I got older, I had to unlearn some of my preconceived notions about people because it was affecting my positivity. Now, I think it's so important to be self-aware, to understand things, to be wise, and to just be cautious. But I think a lot of the times it's affecting your journey to achieving your goals. Your perception of reality has affected your perception of self. I had to retrain my mind to drop the idea of cynicism. I did not want being cynical, being jaded, being angry, being aware to ruin my own life. I needed to alchemize a lot of my pain into power, and I needed to learn that you can very much be aware, but still have some delusion to actually creating the results that you need in your life to feel good. Your awareness is ruining your magnetism. How you think of yourself really matters. And I don't care if you have to sell it to yourself and create a delusional world where you believe that you are beautiful, where you believe that you can do things, that you believe that you are powerful and magnetic. I want you to start speaking life over yourself. I became more beautiful when I started believing it. I remember I actually saw some sort of reel recently about a study done about tired eyes and how it's not actually lack of sleep that creates tired eyes, but it's the way that you look at yourself that actually creates an energetic decline in the way that you look. So if you think positive thoughts about yourself every day and you're speaking life over yourself and you're doing the affirmations, you actually look more radiant. And when you think negatively all the time and you're constantly saying, I don't get enough sleep, I'm stressed, I hate my life, all of these things, it actually does affect your appearance. The best way to look your best is to feel your best. It is so important that you do the work. I want you to better yourself, better how you speak about yourself, better how you show up, how you operate, how you speak, how you show up, how you look really affects the way that life goes for you. When I stopped being so obsessed with what I thought other people's ideal version of beauty was, what I think I should look like, who I wish I was, and I started just tapping into my own personal gifts, my own uniqueness, my own authenticity, and I maximized it by becoming my most beautiful self, by speaking life over myself, by becoming confident, by dressing for my body, by doing things for my hair, by doing things that flatter me. That's when I started looking more beautiful and showing up more beautifully. And a sense of belonging, it really creates a new wave of confidence. It is so beautiful to validate yourself, and I think it's the most important thing. But when we are trying to build, to grow, to evolve, and to really become abundant, we need to understand that creating this overall energetic vibe across wherever you're going is so validating, and it gives you the power that you need. So give it to yourself first, pour into yourself. Then when you step out, you feel really good in your skin. You know who you are. And then other people receive it well, because to become magnetic is to be received. It's to be seen. It's to be enjoyed. A lot of people have an issue with doing things for belonging, but that is a part of life, and that is a part of actually becoming abundant, is knowing what you can do for yourself that is sometimes assisted by other people. Okay, now that we've gotten that down, just knowing that how we speak to ourselves is truly going to change how magnetic we are, we need to now think a little bit differently about life. Stop letting life have its way with you. The most magnetic people I know live life and don't let life live them. You know that saying that I don't like looking like what I've been through? This takes that saying to a whole new level. What truly makes somebody magnetic and abundant and feminine is not allowing their life experiences to affect them so severely that it impacts the trajectory of their abundance journey. Yes, you are allowed to be disappointed, angry, hurt, but do not let it be a stain in your life for good. Yes, when you're cheated on, you're supposed to be hurt. Yes, when somebody disappoints you, it's supposed to upset you. When you lose a friend, when your family disappoints you, whatever it is supposed to make you feel not great. But are you going to now not feel great for the rest of your life because of it? You're going to let that thing have that much power over you? I refuse. When you start surrounding yourself with other magnetic people, or you meet them, you realize that they do not have this cynical, dark cloud over their life. Yes, there is a certain amount of self-awareness, social awareness, and life that they've experienced. And yes, they might be a little bit wiser and more discerning, but they don't allow that to affect their day-to-day, their present, to where it makes them prepare for impact, to prepare for the worst, to be holding their breath all the time. I only allowed one breakup my entire life to ruin life for me for an extended moment. After that, I learned from that experience. I had a breakup when I was super young, and I lost a lot of weight. I was sad all the time, and it did nothing for me. What I learned was life goes on, people don't care, and it's only hurting me. I don't think that it's bad to feel these things. I just think it's bad to make it your identity. The best way to become magnetic is to pivot, to learn how to cope, to pivot, to stop putting so many expectations on people, especially shitty people. There was a quote that I heard recently, and it changed everything for me. The quote was, "A disappointment never disappoints." Really listen to that. A disappointment never disappoints, because you expected it. People who are walking disappointments, things that are naturally going to create that reaction, you don't allow to have control over your life. Why would I allow somebody or something to disappoint me so severely to where it's affecting my happiness and my joy? I refuse to settle for disappointment. I had ruined so many experiences for myself when I was preparing for the worst or having expectations that were just never going to be met. I much rather have specific expectations for myself, for pouring into myself. We are putting way too much into outside things rather than giving ourselves everything we need. If you really want to manifest all that it is that you desire, you need to become it and stop searching for it in others. It will be in alignment. It will attract when necessary. But I will not allow my joy to be contingent on those things. Be aware enough to know, but be nonchalant enough to enjoy. And that is how you can truly be magnetic. Nobody's asking you to be stupid. It's just that I am not going to sit in a moment that is real all the time if that real is negative. The next point I want to make is that your environment plays a huge role on your energy. And this does affect your magnetism. So trying to nurture your environment is something that I will advocate for. I really think it's important to make your environment pure, joyous, open, loving, feminine, because that is what is going to fuel your purpose and your abundance journey. When I was living in an environment that felt negative, it felt chaotic, it felt messy, that's how I showed up. It is really hard to show up the opposite of your environment. So clean your space, declutter, make it yours. Make sure that who you surround yourself with has the same type of mindset and goals as you. Not everybody has to be just like you, but make sure that they are positive, that they radiate some sort of magnetism themselves, because it's very easy to become the negative forces that you're around. Anytime I have deep and powerful and meaningful conversations with negative people, I leave feeling drained and empty and depleted. The best way to make sure that that doesn't happen is to create minimal access to those people. And I get it. Sometimes it could be family. It could be people that you can't get rid of easily. But really try to make sure that who you pick as your partner, your friends, and the people that you work around, that they are not creating a cloud over your environment. The next point, which is so difficult for women, especially women who are planners, who are manifestors, it's being present. And I get it. I can understand it's very difficult, especially if your present is causing you to feel so negative. But I want you to nurture your present so that you can enjoy it more. It is so crucial that when we are trying to eradicate our desperate energy and our pick-me energy, it is to believe that we already have the things that we want. It is to have this sense of knowing, this feeling, this just comfort in all that it is that we desire. And the best way to do it is to have that confidence, to practice living in the moment, to being present, to enjoying the space that is given to you, to stop preparing in advance for things that you don't know. When I used to date, what I think would create a lot of negativity in my dating life was wanting to make something work before I even knew if this person worked for me. It's wanting something that is so out of reach because I really want this connection to work. And what it did was it ruined all the dates I went on with these particular people. It made me think about the future too much, and it ruined what I wanted because I had these unrealistic expectations. There is nothing wrong with having standards, morals, values for your life that are high. But setting those expectations on people that you do not know is a lose-lose, because you are anticipating a set of values that may not even be in that person. So the best way to really show up is to be present, be authentic, be yourself, lead by example, and whatever it is that aligns with that and that you truly benefit from, that is what you call in. But all the other stuff, you have to let it go. Wanting other people to match that is going to put you in the opposite of magnetic energy, because you become insufferable to be around. You're always having unrealistic expectations. You're nagging, you're angry, you're feeling like, why are you not showing up how I want? And I was very much like this in so many different areas of my life. The best way to be is to just embody what it is that you want, become it, radiate it, and you will attract it eventually. And this can be transferable in love, in career, in opportunities. When you are chasing a thing that feels so out of reach, it goes further and further away. The best way to be is to embody it, is to work on it, is to align with it, and then set yourself free and let it come to you. Some traits that I think magnetic people have: they are curious or inquisitive, they are happy, they are well-versed, they are optimistic, they aren't super judgy, they are authentic. There's an effortless approach to how they discuss things, how they move. So in knowing this, try to embody these things naturally. Become someone who is well-versed in what you find important. Be someone who shows up authentically. I think a lot of the times when we get stuck in our magnetic journey is when we think that we need to be just like the magnetic person that we met. But that is not genuine, because you cannot be someone else. That is disingenuous. Be the best version of you. And that's what makes you magnetic. Who I am, I'm very much open. I'm talkative. I'm excited about life. I love learning new things. That is how I show up. and it attracts the right kind of energy. It is so crucial that you reprogram your subconscious mind so that you can become whoever it is that you desire to be, and that you can attract all that it is that is on your mood board. If you have on your mood board travel, becoming a homeowner, finding love, how can you show up to get those things? How can you change certain mindset things within you that can attract that? And that is what you really need to consider before you start chasing those goals. When I got into the mind of someone who was fit, it allowed me to lose weight more effortlessly. When I got into the mind of someone who works for themselves, it allowed me to become a YouTuber more successfully. When I got into the mind of someone who found beautiful love, I was able to date more intentionally and happily, because I think for a while dating felt insufferable, it felt annoying, and it felt super tryhard, and I was becoming very disappointed. So these are all things that you really need to retrain your mind about so that you can get them quicker and easier. I can imagine that for all of my super aware and wise girlies, that this can feel very difficult to achieve because you just have experienced too much and you just know too much. But I challenge you to reprogram your subconscious mind. It is so clear and apparent that when you relinquish control and you allow yourself to free flow and you work on the things that you've always wanted, you become magnetic, your energy radiates differently, and you show up better. I hope that my own personal testimony inspired you guys today. I really want you to be able to get all that it is that you desire in 2026. And this is a great place to start. So becoming magnetic is so crucial for your evolution and growth. And I am praying that all of you guys are able to channel this so that you can get everything you want as well. Again, thank you so much for being a part of Hailmas. I am actually going to give you guys a few more days to catch up, to comment, and to just, get through some of the videos. I know it's been an intense holiday season. And then I will pick the winners after the holidays, and they will be reached out to on Instagram. Thank you so much again for being a part of this amazing season, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone. Mwah.